what I told you in October 10. I told you in October 10 that Obi will go to court. That's why I'm stating this. In October 10, I told you that Obi will go to court. And in that October 10 broadcast, I said that Obi will be declared winner.
Okay, coming from Nation's Voice Tower is more updates and what is trending. My name is Angelo and this is your most preferred YouTube channel. I have lots of updates on the blog, and today we're going to be talking about lots of things that feel different, especially problems that are pointing to the pain and the frustration that has addressed the Nigerian population in the past fortnight. All right. So without much ado, let me go straight to the point. Now, the truth is, Nigeria is in a chaotic condition, and we wouldn't go out of our way. We wouldn't stop going out of our way, rather, without bringing you updates as it pertains to the political system. A man of God identified as Pastor Kingsley Okwuwe has given a prophecy over the government of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and how the president will still be sacked out of office. Are you shocked? Let me give you more. Now, he has further alleged that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Gregory Obi, will soon take over the government house and will win at the two apex courts, talking about the Courts of Appeal and the Supreme Court. The pastor alleged that despite the swearing in of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the 29th of May 2023, and despite him marking over 1 month in office, he should be shocked, or he should not be surprised that in no coming time he's going to be ousted out of his office, and Peter Obi precisely will take the reign of affairs of Nigeria. This was the prophecy of the man of God. Aside that, he said lots of things that were sort of a revelation to the new government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So this is straight to the obedience that have had their mandate or alleged mandate taken away from them to keep their faith tight and keep their hopes alive, because this pastor has brought succor to you guys. Watch and stay tuned. More details when we come back.
What I told you in October 10, I told you in October 10 that Obi will go to court. That's why I'm stating this. In October 10, I told you that Obi will go to court. And in that October 10 broadcast, I said that Obi will be declared winner by court. But that doesn't mean that you should keep quiet without praying, because God is not a magician. You have a part to play, I have a part to play. The judges have a part to play. Everybody in the system have a part to play for this thing to come to pass. God is not a God of magic. When God gives you a prophecy, He expects you to do your own part. Obi has gone to court as the prophecy came, but we need to pray fervently, because we see that the opposition is desperate. We see desperation, and we see that we also have judges that we need to pray fervently that God will weary them to do the right thing. With our prayer, we go a long way. There is big hope. That is why God gave the three-dimensional plan. This three-dimensional plan was given to me before May 29. But I was holding on that prophecy because I believe God. But it is not the fault of God. Some of you that call yourself obedient, you are not really obedient. You complain, you murmur, you gossip, you speak. You don't have faith. Jesus told the disciple, where is your faith? You have no faith. Where is your faith? Little storm. They started shouting. They were making noise. Feareth not that we perish. Life is full of trouble. When trouble comes, you go to God. How many of you have spent time to go to God? And this court case is going to be a plus. It's going to be a miracle. It's going to be a testimony. But we have a part to play. We have a part to play. This time you pray, you sing. It's for this same God that told us that birds will be shakingly declared. And I gave it out. In September 21 last year in the broadcast, I gave it out. It will be shakingly declared. We have said it that there will be rigging, and there were mass rigging. What else do you want from God? We have a part to play. The judges have a part to play. God is not a God that lies. God is a God of truth. God is not democracy. The democracy is the government of the people. It is we that are practicing democracy. And then for democracy, for the will of God to take place in democracy, we need to have an alliance with God. So you on your own, you can pray. Pray for the judges. Pray for the nation. Pray for Peter Obi in the court case. Pray for him. Pray fervently so that this prophecy will manifest.
Okay, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. I would like to say precisely that this same pastor was the same pastor that gave a prophecy, you heard him there, about the fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu would win with lots of irregularities, and it came to pass. He also gave the prophecy that Peter Obi would go to court. He gave this prophecy in November last year, and it came to pass. Peter Obi has gone to court about the swearing in of Asiwaju. He also gave a prophecy sometime in January, and it came to pass that Asiwaju was sworn in. Now he has dropped another, I will call it prophetic bomb. Yes, because this will keep any politician that is from the APC extraction so unstable, fretful, and in a state of or in a state of confusion. Let me just say precisely that every politician from APC will be flabbergasted to really hear this. Being surprised is not the main thing to do, but knowing what to do and when to do it. That is that on that particular update. Then next on the block, I have a political issue that has bothered Nigeria for some time now, and we've brought it to the table. Now, as political observers and analysts continue to assess the performance of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his administration together with Senator Kashim Shettima in its first month in office, Labour Party chieftain Hajiya Nana Sani Kazaure has come out to reveal that her party, the Labour Party, will wait a bit longer before calling out the president on his alleged achievements, if there are any, to write home about. The spokesperson of the Obi-Deti Campaign Council in the run-up to the general elections came out and argued that it is too early for anyone to properly assess President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but very soon, so very soon, they as a party will question his achievements and reforms so far. This is coming from a party point of view. I think I would not say she is talking because there is a case in court, but she is saying what a Labour Party feels is the best. They don't see Asiwaju as the best seller to sail Nigeria to the promised land. Watch Hajiya Nana Kazaure say her mind and the Labour Party's mind precisely. Stay tuned.
I mean, the truth is the president definitely will always put out a message of hope out there, and we should be hopeful because despite things are sad for us now in our country, we should constantly be hopeful. But you know, the thing about hope is this. I think it was Francis Bacon that says, you know, hope can be a good breakfast, but it's a very terrible supper. And we should be careful about hope. We should be cautiously optimistic about hope. We should not just hope, but we should do things that will make things work for Nigerians and just be selling hope. We want to see results. If you want to say let's hope for a better nation, give palliatives to people that are suffering. I wanted to give my opinion about that.
Absolutely.
Yes, I do. When I saw the convoy, I do not think it's the president's convoy that will be that long. We have to state the facts.
Yeah.
But the optics looks bad, and I'll tell you in two regards. Number one, so that's how much our government officials move around with government funds. I saw many SUVs there, and I was just calculating 45,000 naira to fill the tank of those SUVs. Mm-hmm. And you know how much we have to go out of government, but that is too much. Taxpayers' money. Secondly, OG, on top of that, there are no Nigerian-made cars in all of those convoys.
Oh, that's a good point.
So how do we grow our economy? When we don't have a lot of Nigerian-made cars in all those countries, we are making cars in Nigeria.
Innocent, yeah.
Would you see the president of France drive another car from his another country on his convoy? Will you see the president of Russia do the same? And these are part of the things we are saying. These guys should cut down on their costs. You see, because when poor men like us look, what we see is affluence.
Yes.
And just like you're rubbing it on our face. And secondly, that military, what is it called? Parade.
81,
I thought it was too much.
Yes. I had to ask.
He's been sworn in, Dr. Abati. They've done parade for him on swearing in day.
They can't do this all the time.
If he comes to Lagos after swearing in, he should move home like other citizens. They should stop all this parade. It's too much. What is all of this? Let's call a spade a spade. Things are hard. I keep saying, the sons of Issachar understood the times. Our politicians, they don't understand the times. Optics. You know what people will look at and say?
Absolutely.
So there was no need for all of that. Yeah, you can mount a small guy, but there was no need for all of that parade. You should just come back, go home, and be thinking about this nation. And do it for a lot of people. I also hear that because it's our neighbor, Mr. President, I also hear they've declared in Bodilon, you know, that declaration goes there every year. Implications,
okay,
people are
what's
getting.
declared in Bodilon? What does that mean? There's a new residence in Bodilon.
No,
Is that what you're talking about? What does it mean, please?
When they say declare,
yes,
it means that there's RSVP. You know what RSVP means?
I know what RSVP means when you have an invitation on a card.
Oh, you don't understand.
Aya, please help us
RSVP means rice and stew very plenty.
Plenty.
That's what we are saying.
But I drove around Bodilon today. I saw the Shiwaju residence. Again, a lot of people out there.
And that's the declaration I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I say. I hear they has declared for people. It's good as it's reaching out to the poor, but we need to do more for the poor. So we have acknowledged his declaration. A lot of people have gone there. They've gone to do RSVP, rice and stew very plenty. But we should do more for the poor. And all of this showing off is not too good.
Right? That woman is a partisan, and she would always say all partisans will take a side when it comes to political views. Yes, and that is the case there. But lots of Nigerians are already applauding Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Some are calling him Baba, go fast, fast. Some are calling him all sorts of positive names, okay, because of the new alleged reforms that he has brought on board. Yes, with the recent swift or the quick change in the security sectors, and with the recent reforms in different money laundering and anti-graft agencies, with the recent reforms in the central bank, the abrupt removal of petroleum subsidy, and what have you, and all that. So lots of Nigerians feel he is doing the best thing. Of course, every president that comes on board since 1999, starting from President Olusegun Obasanjo, would always remove the chief of staff, chief of army staff, remove the CBN governor, the EFCC boards, and so on and so forth. So I think these are not new things to be done. The new things are yet to be seen, because President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not given us the best of his administration, but it's too early to decide, as per what Hajena Nansani Ezore said in that interview. Before I go further to the last update, I would love to urge our viewers, both old and new, incoming and already existing, to please tap the subscribe button, also tap the notification bell, so you will be the first with first-hand information to receive a video update anytime we drop a new content. And then don't forget to like, share, and watch till the end. Drop a comment for us in the comment section if you feel different from anything we do here. Finally, Arise News presenters Ojinika Okweyi, Oseni Rufai, and Dr. Ruben Abati have called out the president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, over an alleged sort of false hope that have been given out to Nigerians due to, they call it some face closing policies that have been coming on or to and fro from the desk of the president. Now, they called the president out for allegedly having over 100 cars, to be precise, in his convoy. The president rode in a long convoy of 120 cars, to be precise, from Lagos State, returning from his journey from the summit in France. And lots of reactions have trailed that particular video over time. I even brought you an update of when the video went viral and so on. But Oseni Rufai felt that the president had gotten it all wrong by having a whooping a long number of very, very exorbitant and expensive vehicles in a long convoy counting over or ranging to over 120 vehicles, which which were mostly SUVs. To refill an SUV tanker today is almost 45,000 naira, and if you have over 70 SUVs in your convoy, that means you're spending millions of naira just to fuel cars from the presidential fleet. Why not cut the cost of governance and address the welfare of Nigerians outrightly? Watch Oseni Rufai and his colleagues call out the president physically and fearlessly this time around. Stay tuned.
These now speaks to how is it, what are we teaching ourselves, what are we showing, you know? Are we listening to the woman on the street selling akara who's finding it difficult to continue her means of business? Or is it that we just don't care at all? Those are the questions that we should be asking. Me, I've always been a question-asking person. And so I'm always going to ask the government, whether or not it is a government I supported, you know, during the campaigns, or whether, you know, we must always ask questions and put them on their toes. If you've listened to any of my interviews, we always said we would hold, since you brought up Peter Obi, I will speak to that, we would hold him accountable.
Yeah.
So this government should be ready. It's early days yet. Like you said, it's just about 30 days or 33 days. But very soon we will have the 100 days, and we will bring out, we'll come out with our questions, and hopefully this government would have been able to
All right.
clear our doubts. Yes, but then he also did promise clearly that he would do it systematically and it would not happen in one fell swoop. Basically, how he would have done it differently would have been, there would have been a systematic removal of the subsidy, ensuring that there are, you know, because of the last administration, it's very difficult for me to use the word palliatives, but that's the word that comes to mind as I'm on the hot seat. That's the word that comes to mind, that there should have been certain palliatives economically to ensure that people have the cushioning effect and they don't just, you know, hit people on the hard concrete, as you know. So that's what Peter Obi would have done very, very differently. It won't have been done in one fell swoop. He has said that, and he has always maintained that, and that was why many of us followed him and said, this is the man for us. This is the man for the job for us. So I would expect that by now, in 30 days, knowing full well that you were going to move fuel from 187 naira all the way to 511 to 540 naira as of today, we would have expected that things would have been put in place. For example, just why don't we have simple mass transit to ensure that people can get to one place? Okay, subsidize transport for the people, or make vehicles available all around the cities, major city centers, for people to be able to commute easily. So these are the things that we're talking about, but none of this has been put in place. I'm certainly not aware, I don't know if you are aware, Steve, that there have been mass transports provided for the average Nigerian to get from point A to B.
Okay, yes, you have watched the analysis there. The video of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's long fleet of cars from Lagos has been spoken about in the past 2 days, and comments have erupted and analysis have followed up. But this time around, this particular analysis is not just on the cars, but it's based on the cost of maintaining those cars. Why not sell them off? If you have 8-10 cars as a president, it's nothing. After all, you don't go anywhere with these cars. You just travel from your office through the Aso Rock, which is not a very far distance though. And if the president goes from state to state, he uses an airline, all right? So we can say that the president uses no cars, okay, categorically, because there is no place he goes to. Any meeting he has, he goes there by flight. If the place is not a sort of terrain where an aeroplane should go to, then the helicopter can do the needful, you know. So invariably, you see that the president just uses a car or cars in a space of maybe 3 hours in a day or a few hours in a week and so on. So I see no reason why you should have fleet of exorbitant and expensive cars. very, very expensive to maintain and very expensive to obtain. All right. So please, the president should do the needful. Lots of reactions have told this particular action, and he is yet to answer to that, although it is none of his business to answer to these allegations. But I feel somebody from his aides should stand up somewhere and give us a suiting answer. Nigerians are waiting and waiting to hear what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu would say on the exorbitant cars seen in his convoy. Thanks for staying with us. I urge you to stay glued to Nation's Voice Tower for more updates. Thank you so much for all your support on and offline. See you next time. Bye.